Look, Charleston White throwing shots at Barack Obama. You know what I mean? Look here, bro. He say Barack Obama couldn't relate to the black plight because his people were not slaves. He's not a seed of a slave, so he couldn't understand the black people. Couldn't understand their struggle. He only understands homosexuality. He claims, this ain't mine, he claims those are Barack Obama's people. You could tell he's gay by his mannerisms and how much he gave him. He gave him the world when he was in office, allegedly. Look, bro, on top of that, he say, the man wasn't tough enough to be in the White House. He had a go along and get along attitude, and it wasn't cool. America needed a crook. It wasn't his exact words. He called, I forgot what he said. It's Trump, Trump, Trump this. Look, fuck Charleston White, man. Fuck him. Look, Nas throwing shots at Jim Jones. Look, Jimmy say he did more in his career than Nas ever did. Well, look, Nas has responded. Yeah, Nas here has finally spoke back. Yeah, and this is on Omerta. Raekwon new album, The Emperor's New Clothes. Is a track on there called Oh Murder. Well, look here. Nas say, you got me confused with your fabricated form of delusion. He said, you dusty, you need to be bitch slapped. Got smoke with me, go beef with yourself, nigga. It was alright. Yeah, let's just be honest, let's just be real. It was alright, but to see Nas actually respond, this was Jimmy's plan. Jimmy say he made him hot. He say Nas ain't been this poppin', this viral since he was beefing with Jay-Z. He got a point, but I gotta salute Nas. That's my nigga Sincere now. He's doing real things behind the scenes, fam. You gotta salute that. Look, Jaguar Wright throwing shots at Kendrick Lamar. Look, she say she was terribly wrong. She was supporting him after that halftime performance, Super Bowl halftime performance, but after looking further into it, she say it looks suspicious. Yeah, after looking at the lineup, she see it as more pandering. Look, when Jay-Z took over as the host of the halftime awards, fool, he made black people tune back into it. Bro. This was all I'm sorry for the people to say you missed the message, you missed the message. Look, the NFL knew what they was doing. They wanted to get black people more involved so they could buy the gear. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. She say she don't know if K-Dot was a willing participant or just a pawn used in Jigga's game. Look, drop it in the comments, fam. I know it was coming. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, Jaguar Wright throwing shots at Kendrick Lamar. She say she was terribly wrong for taking up for him after that Super Bowl halftime performance. She say they were pandering. And anybody that got to perform at the halftime show since Jigga took over has proven their loyalty to Jigga. It looks weird now, especially when you see all the sexual assault allegations going at TDE right now. You know what I mean? Don't look good for him. Yeah, don't look good for him. She say she believed what K-Dot was doing was good for the people at first until she further investigated this thing. Yeah, don't know if Dot knew if he was a willing participant or if he was a pawn in Jigga's game. But come on, this was to get black people back involved in buying their gear and them tickets, fam. They know what they doing. This is business. People say you missed the message. No, the message was put there on purpose. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments. Look, big homie CC defends Sexyy Red amid criticism. Look, they've been calling Sexyy Red an industry plant put here to bring down the black consciousness. Look, bro, big homie CC say, cause she ain't the first stripper to become a rapper, and she's not gonna be the last, bro. Come on, y'all gotta be honest with yourself, bro. This is true. Big homie CC is correct. She's not the first. She won't be the last, fam. Everybody on. She's an industry plant. No, she's doing her thing the way she knows how, bro. Let's just be on the industry plant, bro. You're going too far. Look, bro. Stop allowing your kids to be raised off of music and television. You got to watch him. You got to parent your own kids so they won't become something you've been letting them dip and dive into. And just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Shout out big homie CC fam. Look, Lil Boosie admits to PCP addiction. He say he was full of that wet, laid back, getting full of that shit, that PCP, that dip, that sherm. He said his favorite was to dip it in that Obama fluid on a cigarette. Yeah, to dip it on a cigarette was his favorite. Allegedly, bro, he said the first time he tried it, Bushwick Bill and them was in the middle of a circle. Everybody was hitting them dipsticks, them sherm sticks. Getting full of that wet, as he like to say, you know what I mean? He just hopped in the circle, and he was hooked on it since then. This make me look at him quite different, but it explains that look he got to him. Yeah, it explains why he look like he got jaundice, why it look like his eyes are always yellow, and he look like he's aging. Benjamin Button, he aged into a baby. This man is aging rapidly, fam. Yeah, I fuck with Boosie, but that man look like he 87 years old. Look, Shannon Sharpe paid his victim $15 million to dismiss those sexual assault claims, the lawsuit, fam. $15 million. Now, she wanted 50. Originally, she only wanted 10, fam. And he thought there was no way she could have proved it. Look, Gabrielle Zuniga obviously had a hell of a case. On top of that, the man was losing all type of opportunities. Yes, shit was getting sticky for old Shannon Sharpe. So what he did, he caught that shit on the back end, $15 million. Allegedly, he had to sell ownership of that show to make this shit go. You know what I mean? But it doesn't disappear. What they brought to the light, fam, and once it's out there, it's already out there. People look at you totally fucking different. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, especially when they know you didn't pay that money. It's 2025. They don't even try to hide it no more. Drop it in the comments, man. It's cost from the play. Look, DC Young Fly throwing shots at Rick Ross. He say Rick Ross left their show without no explanation, and they was trying to be good to him. What does he do? He go to a Caucasian podcast, and they asked him the correctional officer shit, all type of other shit. You know what I mean? And he sat there. He said he asked that to ask himself, like, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? Well, look, Ross said he wasn't paid to be at y'all show. He was contractually obligated to be there. He got some money. Didn't ask y'all about y'all analytics or nothing like that. Look, Ross, what you did was totally disrespectful. For you to just get up and walk through the middle of the conversation, you fat fuck, you have to have some understanding. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. YouTube, I'm sorry. But to see him exhibit that type of behavior, it was unsatisfactory. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real now. Drop it in the comments. Cars from the play.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business. Big